Let's break the silence. This is All Things Greggy. Come take a ride. Living our truth with nothing to hide.
Good morning, family. So it's been another couple days since we picked up this camera. Early this morning, Donald and I were laying in the bed and the phones just start screeching, you know, like the warning sound. And mostly I hear that sound when there's a child abduction, right? And so I had to turn it off because it was coming on late at night. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't be out, so I wouldn't be of any help. So I turned mine off, but Donald didn't know how to turn his off on his phone. So every now and again in the middle of the night, we'll get this long screeching sound. And then when you pick your phone up, you can read, okay, a blue sedan, license plate, this, picked up a child. Not making light of that at all. I'm not trying to say that that's not important. But what I'm saying is it went off last night and we were both exhausted because the night before, Donald got up at 3 a.m. So here we are in the bed by 8:30 and we are in there sleeping good, baby. We calling sheep, cow, we calling everybody, okay? We in there just snoring, just making music together, you hear me? And here comes this screeching loud sound at 2:59 a.m. But I'm so tired, I can't even get up. And I say, Donald, what is that? He looked at his phone, he said, I don't know. And we both right back to sleep. And when I roll over, I see all this lightning, just big flashes of lightning. And I was like, oh, that's my phone, because on my phone I have something where if a message comes in, the light just flashes really bright. It's like letting me know, okay, you got a new message or something, right? Just in case my kids need to call me in the middle of the night and I have the ringer turned down really low. So I kept seeing this light and I'm like, what is this? The people was warning us that a tornado was in the area and we too tired to see it. We are just, you know, we were tired. I was like, Donald, did you know there was a tornado in the area? And he was like, oh yeah, I saw that too. I was like, baby, we slept right through that. I was like, good, because your girl get nervous in thunderstorms and stuff like that. I get super nervous. Mm-hmm. And so I was just like, thank you, God. Yeah, thank you for the little favors, because if I had known a tornado was coming, I'd have woke Trey up and we would have went down to a lower floor. And just be prepared, okay?
I didn't even think about that. We got all these big windows and stuff, and these trees behind us and everything. I didn't even think about that.
We have a lot of trees behind us, and that's why we can't sit on our patio. But again, I'm telling y'all, it's almost time where we could get out and enjoy our patio, because I feel like some of the bugs will go away. Because those bugs are big, baby. When they hit the window, you can hear it. Sound like somebody throwing a penny at the window or something. But anyway, we have a lot of new family members, and I just want to say welcome y'all to the channel. And we also have our oldie but goodies. We love y'all. Thank y'all for rocking out with us. We get sometimes, you know, in the comment section, we'll get a question and I'm like, oh, they must be new because they don't know. Or they must be new, you know, asking that question. And sometimes you guys are amazing. You'll go in and say, no, it's this, or no, it's that. So we appreciate that. Because our A1 since day ones, y'all already know us. You know everything about us. I think we did the husband and wife tag already. Yes. We've done it 2 or 3 times.
Well, it's been like at least a couple of years since we did a husband and wife tag. If you was wanting to do one, I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't know what questions we could ask that... I don't know what questions we could answer that they can't get from watching a video. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, so Donald and I, we will be celebrating our what?
19th.
Okay. Because I forgot. See, that's what I do to him. I pretend like I knew, and I'm like, you didn't know. I'm going to have to do him like Claire Huxtable used to do Cliff, and put him in a headlock when he don't know the right answer. So anyway, December 2nd, Donald and I will celebrate 19 years of wedded bliss.
19 years.
19 years. No marriage is perfect.
No.
And I will never come on here and pretend that we are. We are just learning each other. See, Donald had a great example of marriage when he was coming up. His parents were loving until the day his mom took her last breath.
Yes.
And I didn't have the best examples. I've seen married couples before. Like at the church, I was like, oh, I would love to be like, that's the kind of man I want to marry, or that's the kind of man I want to marry. Until you get over to the house and you see how they treat each other and they talk to each other. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't want that. So you got to be careful wanting what other people have, because you might not be able to put up with what somebody else is willing to put up with. So I don't compare my marriage to anybody else's. I just know that we work.
That is a beautiful point.
Is it a beautiful
That's
point?
a beautiful point.
Well, back up off me, please. See how he be trying to get all up on your girl. He be trying to get all. But no.
No, that's a good point.
We do, like, we're imperfect, but perfect together.
Yes.
Like, we have our, now Donald, he takes in a lot.
Yeah.
He takes in a lot. Because your girl is excitable and she's colorful, uses a lot of colorful words. And she could be off the chain. You hear me? Your girl is all those things, right? That's why I told Donald, I was like, if we had met when I was younger, it would not have worked out, because I needed to go through, and I needed to go through and through and through. And then when I settled down, now we kind of mesh. I don't think there's any perfect marriage, because you're putting together two separate people who are totally different, and you're coming together.
Yeah.
It's give and take. You know, because sometimes, I'm telling y'all, sometimes y'all ask, how? And I'm like, I couldn't tell you how we work or why we work. I just know that we are total opposites in some areas, and then we are the same in some areas. Like our morals and standards are the same. That's the most important thing, right? I can tell you that. But Donald and I are totally different, and what I've learned to do, because the man has the patience of 10 saints dealing with me. He really does. Okay. He has to have the patience of 10 saints, because one thing about it, when he's had his fill of Peggy, I could tell it in his voice, because it gets deep, 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 like Barry White. And I'd be like, oh, I went too far. Because, I'm going to push it. I'm going to keep pushing it until he say, okay, back up.
We don't record those days.
No, we can't. You can't.
We don't record those days.
We don't. we still have some rough times, but the thing about it is we know how to come back from it, because earlier on in our marriage, when I would get mad at Donald,
oh yeah,
I wouldn't speak to him for a week. 3, 4, 5 days. I'm like, don't say nothing to me, but I'll make sure he eat.
Yep.
And I'll cook, and I'll put his food on the stove, and then I'll go in the room and shut the door and eat. And
I gotta talk about that one.
Okay,
I gotta talk about that, because that's a good reminder. We was with that 100 Army Airfield. We was in Savannah after we got out the RV for a while, and Peggy was winning one of her 2 or 3 day marathons of just, I don't know what you want to call it, but she come walking out. I'm in the living room, keep it to myself, playing something on my phone, and she look over at me. You want something to eat? I was like, yeah. What you making? You want some potatoes? I'm like, yeah, I love some potatoes. And she go in there and make potato sausage and eggs. She still ain't talking to me yet, but that's her way of saying
that was
it's
my
over.
Apology.
That was her way of saying it's over. And I remember sitting in that chair, smelling those beautiful breakfast potatoes, and she made some sausage and eggs and everything. And I went in there and made her some coffee, and that was it. There was no, we had to come together and talk about this, and we got to figure this out, what's going on. It was over.
Yeah.
I couldn't even remember why it started, though, but it was over. And I was just so happy about that. I remember being so thankful about that. I don't think I've ever brought that up. I don't think I've ever discussed that.
I mean, you ain't got to bring it up now, please.
I'm just saying.
We're in a happy place.
That was a really, really
We're in
good,
a happy place. He don't need to bring that up. Okay, so if y'all don't know, like if you're new, Donald and I, this is both our second marriages.
Yes.
When my first husband passed away, I want to say that was in 94. I had 5 small children. My oldest was maybe 8. I want to say that, but he could have been older. I'm not really thinking about it, but I'm just trying to give y'all some background on us. He was a good man, Savannah. He really was. And I didn't know what to do with myself because nobody that I've known, and some of y'all probably heard this before, but just bear with me. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was lost, right? Because I had made my marriage and my children everything.
Your life.
And the biggest piece of the puzzle was now missing.
Yeah.
And so I did not know what to do with myself. I just felt lost. And, you know, after you lose a loved one, there will be people that come around when it first happened, right? And they'll be like, let me know if you need anything, yada, 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 you know, just all of this. And then after about a week or two, the calls have stopped and people have just moved back on with their life. And now I'm stuck with all these feelings because, again, I don't know what to do with myself, right? I don't know what to do with myself. So what I do is I just know that I need to be in church and I have these children to raise. So what I did was I poured myself into the church and I poured myself on my children. So I was like, I'm not going to date anybody. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to fully immerse myself into work, home, church. And that's what I did for maybe 9 years, because I was afraid of bringing weirdos around my children, so to speak. And then when I did get back out there, I went with somebody that I thought was familiar.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody I went to high school with. I knew he was crushing on me when I was in high school. But you got to remember, people are so different because I haven't seen anybody in 15, 20 years. So, you know, life happens and people go through things and you don't know what life has done to people. And so I started dating this guy, and immediately I should have known that it was not going to work out because we were just totally different people. And when my mother met him, she was just like, nope, you can do way better than that. She was like, I know somebody way better than that out there, okay? Because she was like, this ain't the business. And I dealt around with it for 2 or 3 years, and everybody that met this person was just like, girl, you could do better. I mean, that's sad if everybody's saying to you, girl, you could do better.
But you felt it too, though, probably.
Oh, absolutely I did. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I don't want to go out and I don't want to, I'm being lazy with it.
Yeah.
But it tore your girl up. I mean, I was just like, you know what? I don't want to see another man. I'm done with men. I was like, I'm just done. I am fully done. But I was still praying. I'm like, God, I know you got somebody out there for your girl. God, you got somebody out there for your girl, because she waiting patiently. I'm doing all the right things. I done got rid of the devil. He gone. I done got rid of Satan. And that's when my friend introduced me to Donald. And I can't tell you, we just clicked. I don't know.
It was
like it was like immediate.
Yes.
Like when I first, because he was at the recruiting office in St. Louis, and my friend took me up there. Y'all know the story. I didn't want to go. Finally went, and they bring Donald outside, and he gonna lift his shoe up to show me what size his shoe was. We ain't gonna forget that. We ain't gonna forget that. He did that.
I feel like you're. I don't know.
He did it. He did it. So anyway, listen. So we go in the recruiting office now. I'm telling, but we in there drinking sangria and having fun. Cause
it was after hours.
It was after hours.
We just stayed there after we closed the door.
We in there because my friend has a gallon of sangria. She keeps a gallon of sangria on her. And we out here drinking. We in the recruiting, and I felt so bad. I was like, I feel like we committing sins in the recruiting office.
We was all still in uniform.
And they was all in uniform. So it's just the two of us in there with, 4 or 5 guys, and we in there just drinking and laughing and having a good time. And I had to go to the bathroom, and it was a maze back there. So I was like, can y'all tell me where the bathroom is? And Donald was like, here, let me show you. So he took me to the bathroom, right? He showed me where it was. And I was thinking as I was washing my hands, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get lost because I don't know how to get out of this maze, because you know those recruiting offices have Army, Air Force, Navy. You know, they all have different offices and they're connected and they all have their own back door, but they share the kitchen back there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna start opening these doors. And I look up and here come Donald. He walking by and he was like, excuse me, you need to come this way, please.
I was much more macho than that.
Yes, you were. Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
But yeah, I wanted to make sure she got back safe.
He did. And I was like, oh, now that's nice, because he was concerned about where I was.
Yeah.
And so we did a little talking, but I didn't do much because I didn't want him to know that I thought that was really cute of him, right? Now, I went there to meet this guy.
Yeah.
And so we were supposed to go to a club, but that didn't work out. He went to a club and was talking to some woman he thought was me.
I thought was her.
But it wasn't me.
It was dark.
Yeah. So anyway, we went to brunch.
We went to brunch first,
with the friend, and it was the three of us.
Yeah.
Because I was like, don't leave me alone with this man. I don't know what to say, because I was really taking a liking to him. But I just didn't want him to know that I liked him. Like, I'm not aggressive. I'm not aggressive in that area. I'm aggressive in a lot of areas, but I can't be aggressive towards a man. Because, you know, we grew up in a different era where you didn't do those kind of things. If a guy liked you, you let him approach you. You don't approach him. So he did all the courting, so to speak. And so we went to brunch, and he was like, hey, what you doing later? And I was like, nothing. He was like, give me your number and we gonna hang out. So we watched our very first movie together, which was
my goodness,
40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah.
40-Year-Old Virgin. He wanted to see that movie so bad.
I thought it was gonna be good.
My son at that time worked at Papa John's Pizza. It was around the corner from us. And so my son went and got pizza from work, and we were sitting out eating, the kids sitting around. Now, at this time, my kids are 20, you know, they're grown-ish.
Yeah.
They're grown. And so I was like, okay. And so when he came to the house, the kids liked him. And I was like, okay, God, you're doing your big one. And not only that, our children were friends.
Already kind of knew each other.
They knew each other already because they all went to Hazelwood West, right? They all went to school together, and I didn't know it.
Yeah.
Because my daughter was, now when I say kids, he had his two nephews living with him and his stepson, and your son wasn't here because your son wasn't there yet. So he had 3 teenage boys living in his house, but when he brought them over, our kids already knew each other, and so they were already friendly.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is getting better. And so I was like, well, let me try to cook for this man a little bit. So I cooked for him a little bit, and he just went on and on about my cooking. So I was like, oh, he liked my cooking. Let me make sure I always feed him, you know. So I'm just saying, from day one, from the day that we went to the brunch, we were together every day, because after the brunch, he came, watched the movie, and then the next day, now I wasn't expecting him to call me for at least 2 or 3 days.
I don't understand that.
But what? Because
why people do that?
I don't know, but hey, I was happy because
I still don't get it.
I was still on a high from that date, because I hadn't been on a good date in a while, and I was on the phone talking to my friend, and I was like, he's just a breath of fresh air, just so refreshing. And I was like, I feel like he's a good guy because he's a soldier. Yeah. But I found out that not all soldiers are created equally. So anyway, we are, me and my friend on the phone talking. I was like, girl, I think he'll come. Now, this is a Saturday. And I'm on the phone with her Sunday, the next day. And I'm like, I hope he called me by Tuesday or Wednesday. That, you know, because it's that 3-day thing. You know, if he called you within 3 days, they liked you, they had a good time. And I was on the phone with her, and I was like, yeah, he did this and he did that. And then beeping in is Donald. I'm like, oh my gosh. I said, I got to go. He's calling me right now. And he was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I ain't doing nothing. And he was like, you want to go to the bookstore? Because you were getting ready when you just bought your house.
Yeah.
He bought a house in St. Louis, and he was trying to decorate his home. So we were going to go to the bookstore so he could look through the books and find how he wanted his home to look. So we in there eating scones and coffee, and you really can't talk in the library. So he was like, we can't talk in here. Let's just go for a ride. So we riding around, and we had a good time.
We had a good time.
We had a good time, and I was like so excited. And then Monday he called, and I was like, wait, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I said, I think this guy liked me. I think he really likes me. And so I'm at work telling everybody about the new guy that I met. And, oh, you got to be careful because soldiers do this and soldiers. See, I didn't know nothing about soldiers. Yeah, I just didn't. And everybody was saying stuff. And I was like, well, I'm just going to be careful. And my mother met him. And baby, let me tell you, he's a good man, Savannah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because my mother fell in love with Donald. When I tell you, she was just like, now, she said, now, you did something with yourself. Now, she didn't use those exact words. I'm just paraphrasing, but she was like, you did something with yourself with this one. And so she loved Donald. She was just like making sure I'm taking care of him. Did he eat? Did he do this? Did he do that? I'm like, I got this.
Well, everything she said, of course, is true and everything, but it was also my second. I also been married before. And so when I got divorced, it was like, okay, so now I'm going to be like the rest of these guys. I'm just going to enjoy myself, maybe have a little fun, go on some dates and stuff like that. That was going to be the whole thing. So even when I met Peggy, I still had that mindset. We just going to have some fun, going to meet up for some coffee, see where that takes us and stuff like that. But I'm not getting married anymore. I'm done with that. That didn't work out. I gave it a shot. And so that was my mindset. So I guess I was more relaxed because I didn't have any pressure on me to like act a certain way or be a certain way. Because when I was trying to impress people, it never ever worked out. And so with Peggy, I decided I was just gonna be myself and just, I don't have to act tough, I don't have to act macho, I don't have to act rich, I don't have to act like I got everything understood and going on. I'm just gonna be myself and see where it takes us because there's no pressure. I'm not getting married no more. Why do I worry about it?
So you thought.
So I thought. But as Peggy said, after that brunch, we spent every day together. Would I recommend that to a new couple or new people starting out? I don't know. But that's all I wanted to do. I knew that when I got off work, I was going to go see Peggy. It stopped being like, what are you doing today? Or do you have anything going on? It was like, well, 6 o'clock, shutting down, take my little dress, my class B's off, put on some regular civilian clothes, and go see Peggy.
And go see Peggy.
Do you want me to come pick you up, or do you want to come by the house? And she was like, yeah, come pick me. Let's go somewhere. And that's how it was. It wasn't even anything else. Yeah. And it just felt natural. So I was blessed in many, many areas and stuff. And so that's just how it worked.
Yeah.
It was not a plan.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do anything special. I just had to be myself.
So our story is quick.
Our story is quick.
It was fast. I know a lot of people because there are women that I work with and they were like, how did you get him to marry you? And I'm like, I don't know how you can get anybody to marry you. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think there's a secret. I don't know. If I knew, I sure would tell you, but I just thank God that we were put in each other's lives at the right time.
At the right time.
I feel like if it had been any sooner, it would not have worked out. I just believe it. We're imperfectly perfect for each other.
Imperfectly perfect.
Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yes.
If that makes sense. But I don't like, when people ask, I'll tell them what I think about a situation, but I'm not sitting around here like, oh girl, my marriage is good. I know my man. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
But my marriage is good.
Our marriage is great. But our marriage is
but
great. To me though, it is great. I'm not going to throw them all up in your face. My husband this, my husband
that.
Yeah. Because I have a friend.
Yes.
And she hates when women say, my husband. My husband. I'm like, but that is her husband. Yeah. I just hate when people say, my husband, because y'all forgot his name. I'm like, no, we didn't forget his name, but I'm calling him by his title.
There's a little something there.
Yeah, but I don't know. So I don't know why I got on here talking like this. I guess because we couldn't get outside today because it is a very gloomy. Donald and the dog went out this morning and it rained a little bit. It rained a little bit.
It was drizzling barely, but one big water drop dropped out of a tree and landed on DJ's back. And you would have thought somebody just shocked him with a shock stick or something. Because he turned around and ran right back towards the apartment. So the walk was done right after that. But we saw some limbs down this morning. There was something. Yeah.
So we slept right through the storm.
Slept right through it.
So I just felt like this was a good time to come in and just talk to you guys. I mean, I know we talk a lot in all our videos, but
that's what we do.
Because, like I said, you have some new people here, and Donald has a son, and I have 3 sons, 2 daughters. Well, my baby is 34. Your baby is 31. So we don't have any babies around. So that's good.
That's why we think it's time for us to go ahead and move on to this next phase. We got a lot of stuff coming.
The next phase in our life, we have been given the okay to go out and look for a new RV, but I don't want to do that right now, because if we did that, the RV would just sit in storage, because we haven't even thought about finding a truck or anything like that. And plus, I don't want to take on the added expense, because I don't know what is going to happen when we get overseas. And I mean, what if I get over there and love it and don't want to come back? So I told Donald, I was like, we're not gonna rush to get back into it, but like I said, we've been given the okay that we can get back into it. So we will eventually get back into it, because what if I get over there and don't like it? Then we'll go right back on the RV full time again. Because what I don't want to do is sit. I want to go. I want to be on the move. I want to be traveling. I want to be doing something. So next year will determine what happens for the rest of us. For the rest of our retired life. I guess that's what it would be, right?
Yeah.
The ultimate goal is to come to America and RV during camping season, and then when camping season is over, which is I think like October, right? It goes from April to October.
Well, let's go to Arizona.
Yeah, well, some of our favorite people live in Arizona. Exactly. So this is what we want to happen: is come back to America during camping season, so we can do a little camping, and then live overseas. Put the RV up and live overseas. So we're going to try to do 6 months and 6 months. So the content will be different, but my channel will always stay the same. We're going to revamp Gone with the Winleys probably in July of next year. It's going to come back full throttle. And I'm going to just always keep all things Peggy. Right? Gone with the Winleys. Because we're not doing the prep
Peggy
channel.
And Downstairs Ready, no.
Yeah, Peggy and Downstairs Ready. We know this is a good time to revive it.
Yeah.
But I think right now, I mean, we've given everything we could give in that area. So we're going to operate on both those channels, the Gone with the Winleys and All Things Peggy. This channel will never change. It's just going to always be the same of whatever Peggy and Donald are doing. Well, actually, it's supposed to be all about me and nobody else. But I can't help but include him because he is a big part of my life. So he's going to be in all the videos. I know it says All Things Peggy, but it's Peggy and Don. No matter what, it's still going to be Peggy and Don. Yeah. So I can't help it.
I compare All Things Peggy to I Love Lucy, even though it was called I Love Lucy.
Really? I Love Lucy?
Yeah. Because my original idea was for the channel was Life with Peggy.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be kind of focused on let her be able to express herself and everything. So it's super important, and it's really helped out. So what I really feel like once we get up and going and our life picks up next year, I feel like you will get more of just me and not Donald. Even though we say, hey, we're going to Bangkok, Thailand, we're still looking at Vietnam and we're still looking at Panama, right? And so we have to go to those places and see what they do for us or how we feel when we're there. Because I can tell you right now that I want to go to Bangkok. I do want to go to Bangkok. And Vietnam is piquing my interest. But the thing about Thailand, though, is that visa is going to be hard to come by. Yeah.
And it's going to be very difficult. Panama makes it really easy, and Vietnam is a little bit more easy and more economical at the same time. So we'll just take you guys along with us and see how things go. But I'm excited for it. I told Donald, I was like, we got 9 months. Well, really 8.
8 to move, but we're gonna be visiting in like 3. It's around.
Well, that's true. I forgot about the visit.
Yeah, we're visiting in like 3 months, so that's gonna be exciting.
And see, that's what I was trying to tell him. I'm like, we should. This is my. If I could have a plan, I would go to each place for at least 3 weeks to a month. That's what I would do. I would go to Vietnam for a month, Bangkok, and Panama. Because you got to see where you want to go. But I think Donald's canceling out Panama.
I'm kind of leaning away from Panama.
Yeah, he doesn't like Panama that much. I've been watching all these videos about Panama and stuff like that. And while Panama might be nice, it just doesn't offer a lot to do. I don't think it does it?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. All right, family. So I guess this was just a get to know us video. Mm-hmm. We appreciate you being here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you found yourself here, consider being a part of our family. So tomorrow will be the party video. And if I could skip without showing you guys, I would. But since I promised, I'm going to show it to you. And make sure you tune in on Wednesday so we could talk about it. So get your wine together. Get your Kool-Aid, your juicy juice, or whatever else you have. Water. And I'll see you on Wednesday by myself. But in tomorrow's video, it's Peggy and Donald. So with that being said, thank you for joining us today.
And so until then, just want to remind you guys, to get something good for yourself.
And for others as
And for
well.
others as well, family. Y'all take it easy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is All Things Greggy. Come take a ride. Living our truth with nothing to hide.